especially since Josh likes it. Can you hear that cat? And now it stopped. Maybe I'm just crazy. That's kind of glary, like right on my eyes. Or the glasses. Let's try this. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody, my name is Rosalie and welcome back to my channel, back to Chubby. This week there's not a lot I want to talk about before we just get right to the meal plan. I'm having sort of a weird week. Like, I don't know if you've ever had not just one of those days, but a group of days where it feels like everything's working against you. Like, every time I feel like I start to get on a roll with something, I get interrupted. Every time I think something's gonna happen, it doesn't, or I think it's not gonna happen and it does. Every time I try and do something, it's gone wrong. Every time I've gone somewhere, I've either been early, like an hour early, or late, and it's been... Anyway. Other than that, though, one of the things I said I wanted to get done this week was clean my dining room, and I did it. So, that's good. It took me like 3 days. It wasn't that bad. It was just every time I started, something else would come up, or like I twisted wrong one day and my knee was just bad, and I don't know. It's done now. Let's talk about the meal plan real quick. If you are vegan or vegetarian, it'd be really easy to make this week's meal plan vegan or vegetarian friendly. Just take out like 3 things, I think, and the rest is fine. Breakfast is super easy. It's just some fruit and yogurt. The lunch would be really easy if your entire town isn't sold out of tzatziki sauce. The dinner is a little bit more intensive. So I did end up having to make some stuff from scratch this week. And I will just put a link in the description box down below to the recipe I used for tzatziki sauce if you can't find it yourself and you want to make it. It's really easy. The only real work is shredding cucumber. So if you have like a food processor or something, which I do not, then it would make quicker work of it. But then, of course, like hours later after I was done with that, I realized I do have an attachment for my KitchenAid mixer that shreds things. So I just made a lot more work for myself, because that's how the past like 4 days have gone. Then for dinner, the recipe will also be in the description box down below. It's not gonna be up everybody's alley, I guess I can say. But I have tried it now. Like, we made all this Sunday and yesterday. It's actually really good. So I don't want to like spoil it. We'll get to it here in a second, but it tastes way better than it looks. Josh actually liked it enough to have it another helping than what was in the original meal plan. So that's good. And then there's a few things that I planned on having that I just didn't get to. Like cauliflower mash. I had good intentions. And I was gonna try it again for the 3rd time. I've made cauliflower mash before. The last time I made it and it turned out like it was supposed to, I was like 17 and trying to do like the South Beach diet or something. And ever since then, every single time I try, it ends up just being a total failure. I don't know why, and we end up just roasting the rest of the cauliflower. So this time, that's probably what we're gonna do. Anyway, like I said, I will link in the description box to the recipe for tzatziki and the stuff we're having for dinner. Other than that, I will also put a link in the description box below, because I imagine some people are gonna ask about it, to this cool vegetable cutter thing I got for Christmas. It just makes everything a lot cleaner and faster for me. You'll see it here in a second. Anyway, okay, let's get to the meal plan. Our breakfast is going to be pretty quick and simple. We're just going to start with half a cup of yogurt in a container, and I've chopped up some strawberries, and so I'm going to spread those out with some blackberries, and in the morning we'll have it with a banana. For lunch, the first thing I'm going to do is make some tzatziki sauce because they were sold out literally everywhere in town. But it's pretty simple. You just scoop the middle out of some cucumber, grate it, and then squeeze out the excess water and set it aside to drain a little bit more while you work on the rest. Then I'm going to put some dill, lemon juice, garlic, a tiny bit of salt and pepper, and Greek yogurt into a bowl. Get it sort of mixed up. Drain off my cucumber one more time, and then put it in. I actually made way too much, so a few of my friends got some tzatziki sauce after this, and I hope it didn't suck for them. I like it. After I'm done with the tzatziki sauce, I'm going to set it aside and chop up some vegetables and have some grilled chicken. We're essentially going to be making some Greek chicken wraps, but I don't want everything to get soggy, so I'm just going to fill my lunch containers with essentially little kits for the wraps, and then put the wrap in I think it's called a bakery bag. It's like a baggie but without a seal, so there's sort of a moisture barrier in there. And then when we're ready to eat it, I'll just throw the whole thing together, and there you have it. For dinner, we're going to be having meatless loaf or veggie loaf, which is a little bit involved for me to put all the steps here, so I'm going to just link to the recipe I used in the description box down below and on my blog. But essentially what it boils down to is chopping up a bunch of vegetables, sauteing them until they're soft enough to put through a food processor or a blender, and then mixing them together with some oats, some almond meal, and some lentils to create a loaf, just like you would for a meatloaf. Baking it for a while. There's also a glaze on the blog that I'm going to link to. I decided not to use it just because there was a lot of sugar and vinegar in it, and it just didn't sound good to me. So we are going to use just regular gravy from a packet. And we were also going to have mashed cauliflower, but at this point I was really tired. So right now the cauliflower is still just in heads of cauliflower, and that's probably how we're going to eat it unless Josh wants to make mashed cauliflower. For snacks, we are just going to have an apple, some almonds, a hard-boiled egg, and some coconut water. Okay, so lunch and breakfast were quick and easy. Dinner took a bit more time. I think if it's something you were more practiced at, or if you had a cleaner kitchen, it would go a lot faster. Or if you had multiple people helping you, like doing several things at once, it'd go a lot faster. But I think it turned out really well. I feel like it was a good alternative. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in any way saying it's the same as meatloaf or that it tastes the same as meatloaf, but it does taste good. Like if you like things like black bean burgers, then you'd probably like it. There's no black beans in it, but you get what I'm saying. It's the same sort of texture. Even though it was a lot of work, I might make it again because I liked it, Josh liked it, and surprisingly, it was Josh's idea to make it. Initially, he was really sort of reticent to try anything that, you know, was either vegan or vegetarian. I think just something about that label was off-putting to him. I don't know why, but like once I started getting him to try like black bean burgers and things like that, he really liked them. The first week, I just did it all, didn't mention that there was no meat and see if he even noticed. And it took a couple days before he's like, and so it was his idea this week to actually try like a meatless meatloaf. So I'm glad he liked it. I'm glad that it turned out well, because if it didn't, it would be a lot of money and work down the drain, and I'd be real unhappy. Anyway, I hope you guys found this week's meal prep plan helpful. The meal plan will be up on my blog. Knowing me, by the time this goes up, it probably won't be yet. I'm working on it, but every time I try, something comes up. Just a quick reminder, you can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the things that I'm hardly ever on. And with the username Back to Chubby, all one word. You can also visit my blog, backtochubby.wordpress.com, which I will link to in the description box down below. So you can get my meal plans, shopping list, nutrition info, etc. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you guys are going to try the meatless loaf this week. Again, the description to the recipes I used are in the description box, as well as the cool little veggie chopper. So, I hope wherever you guys are, you are safe and happy and healthy, and remember to just keep trying the best you can, even when you have a shitty week and it feels like everything's working against you. I will see you on Friday.